Okay, on our new lathe here, it's a Hare and Forbes Hafco Metal Master AL960B, and it's the Taiwanese one. And my old lathe was a Hafco Hare and Forbes, but it was an AL355. And one of the things that used to annoy me about it all the time was the plastic knobs. And you can see this is off my new lathe, and it's still got the plastic knobs, and if they've been over tightened in the factory or something like that, they crack out the side a little bit. And oh look, it's just something that annoyed me with my old lathe all the time. And now I've got the new lathe, well, it has the same thing. So I thought, well, while I'm all fresh and keen, you got a new lathe, you're ready to do a bit of turning, I'll make up a couple of new ones. So I did a test run here, and that's what I've come up with. Now that's about 5mm longer than the old one, which clears the top of the box just a little bit better for me, and it's made out of 316 stainless. So we might just run through making one of them. I've made one, it worked well, that was a test one. I've got the top slide, it's set at 5 degrees, which appears to be pretty close to the angle of these fellas. And look, that's not important. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, and this one hasn't got to be exactly the same as the next one. As long as they're pretty close, that's all we're looking for. So the stock that we're using is a piece of, I believe, 316 stainless. What it was originally was out of a deep well pump, and they run a shaft right down the pump, and a jet pump they might call them. I'm not 100% sure about that, but this shaft, this went down like 30-40 feet, something like that. So I had a friend that used to pull up those and fix them, and they had a heap of this old stainless bar laying around, and they let me have some years ago. I've had this for just a long time, so we'll try and get them fairly close to each other. We need to just turn down the OD, put the taper on, drill and tap a 3/8 UNC thread. It's not metric, which had me tricked for a bit. I thought, oh, it'll be metric for sure, but no, it's not. And it's got an imperial lead screw, this lathe too. So we'll just bang on and we'll just turn up a couple, eh? So you can watch if you like. I'll get my stool out of the way, stand up and get into it. God, I hate that bird nesty shit. I thought with a deep cut like that I wouldn't have that, but anyway, we'll try again. Yeah, that's a dangerous bit of gear, isn't it? We won't be doing that again, I don't think. Okay, we'll just run down the side here and just tidy it up a little. Okay, we will pop a centre in that. I'll get rid of a couple of those chips. And we might slow that down a bit, eh? So what do we have? We're in 3. If we come back to 2 and we go to low, that'll give us 160. Okay, that stainless is quite hard. It's you can certainly notice our lathe labouring a bit. Okay, now we'll pop our drill up the end there. Oh, it's a bit warm. I'm trying not to let this heat up too much. Stainless goes hard without any warning. You're working away with it, next thing, bang, you're buggered. So we might be doing a bit of stop and start on this job, I think. I'm just using a bit of high performance MCC, molly slip. Seems to work okay. It's a bit of a dirty sort of thing. It leaves a bit of a mess, but we clean up straight away, there's no problem. Okay, let's bang that down in. Now, we have to go in around 40 millimeters to give ourselves clearance. So if we start on 20 here, we'll see how we go. there you go, that's a 40mm hole. That's a bit warm. We might give that a rest for a little bit, for fear of making it go hard. Okay. Now, on our old knobs, the thread doesn't start till about 11mm in, and then they have, oh look, 20mm of thread or something like that. So what we'll do, I've got a 10mm 4-flute end mill there, so I'll just sneak that up gently for 11mm worth, and that'll give us clearance for getting the chips out and getting our thread right up to the end of the hole, so we can screw it down in there nicely. So I might just leave this running slow at 160. Actually, I might go to 240 and just see how we go. I'll get a bit of black smelly stuff and away we go. Okay, easy as that. That should do it. Okay, we've got the hole way up in here, our tapping size hole. Then we've got our clearance hole. So what I'm going to do now is just run our I'll just loosen this off a little bit. Is just run a starter tap up the hole, and we'll start it. I think I'll do it all by hand just to play it safe, really. So we should be able to wind this fella up until it touches. There we go, we're just touching there. And with the headstock in neutral, we'll just put a bit of load on here and we'll start the process. Tighten that chuck a little too, I think. And as I'm turning the chuck by hand, I'm helping the tap force in with the hand wheel on the end of the tailstock. So. And we'll go again. No hurry, is there? So we'll see if that wants to go any further. believe that's probably bottoming out. Okay, we'll put the bottoming tap in and do the same. I've got a bit of pine board sitting here on the ways just to give me a bench. Then if we end up with a tap handle here, well, I can put it down there, so that might help the whole job a little. A bit more black stuff. Actually, I'll move the headstock, tailstock up a little bit further. That's about where we start. Whoops, wrong way, Lance, you bloody wally. Try and keep all those chips out if we can. It feels like it's bottoming out. And I might just loosen this tap off, and I'll just run that up by hand just for a feel. That's good as we need to be. Not going to be neutral. Okay, that's got to be fine. Now it's nice and cool, we can hold that no worries at all. So we'll start doing the taper, and I'll clear all our bits and pieces, put that on the bin. And all I do here is I end up keeping going with the taper until the taper actually touches the end of the block here. So we might knock a few revs into her. I think that's about 900 again. And we've got to run it backwards. After we loosen the top slide again. There we go. Had an Allen key here for that earlier. Here we go. Stop looking, I found it. I tightened the top slide up. I usually leave it locked up because most of the time we don't need to use it. Yeah, that's good. Let's go. Probably got a bit much hangout. You can notice. You can notice right on the end here there's a bit of noise, but as we get in where it's more rigid, we're okay. So. That was giving it some. I thought a heavier cut might have taken the squeal out, but anyway, we're just going to persist. Okay, we had flexibility issues there, didn't we? But anyway, not to worry. Alright, I need to measure the other one I did. We're about 21 and a bit mil. .4, so we'll just do a little run up the side there, just to blend it all in. Wow, look at the shine on that. Now I'll undo this other one. And these aren't going to be exactly the same, and I'm happy with that. It's just got to be close and just a nice job. I'll drop my parting tool in and lock him up. There you go, exactly, there's the right spot. And we'll keep our speed up. A little bit of oil ready. Try and go the right way. So there's a hot little handle. So I'll sit him on the top here. I'll just shift your view a little bit for you. Look at that. So look at that, they're pretty good. That's going to do me anyway. I reckon doesn't look half bad. And they're a lot better than the old plastic things. This one's still a bit heavy. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to go up the back, get a long 3/8 UNC bolt, chuck that up, and I might just radius these these edges just a little bit more. They're not bad, but yeah, they're very much like the old ones. If I can find one. You can see the chamfer there on the old one. So they're very close, a little longer, which is good, I believe. So that's it. A little bit of machining on the new lathe, just making some knobs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more knobs to do to have them all done, but they're differing sizes depending on what they do.